Ever wondered why you crave for sweets? It's not just about your sweet tooth. Welcome to our exploration of a common phenomenon that many of us have experienced, the irresistible pull of sugar. It's not as simple as just liking sweets. It's far more complex than that. When we talk about sugar cravings, we're not just talking about a fondness for candy or pastries. We're talking about a physiological response, a call from our bodies and brains that is often hard to ignore. Picture this. You're not particularly hungry, but when you see a chocolate bar, your mouth starts to water. Or maybe it's late at night, and all you can think about is digging into a tub of ice cream. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Our bodies and brains react to sugar in fascinating ways, and it's this reaction that can lead to cravings. So it's not just about your sweet tooth after all. Stay tuned as we delve into the science behind these irresistible sugar cravings. Sugar cravings are not a sign of weak willpower, but a biological response. Let's delve into the science of why our bodies yearn for that sweet taste. To understand sugar cravings, we need to understand how our brain works. When we consume sugar, our brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter that creates feelings of pleasure and reward. This is the same hormone that's released when we do something we enjoy, like listen to our favorite song or hug a loved one. Our brain loves this feel-good hormone and craves more of it. Sugar, being a quick source of energy, provides an easy way for our brain to get this dopamine hit. It's like a shortcut to happiness and satisfaction. This is why, when we're feeling down or stressed, we often reach for sugary treats. It's our brain's way of trying to make us feel better. But why do we have a preference for sweet foods in the first place? Let's take a trip back in time to our ancestors. In the wild, sweet foods like fruits were a quick source of energy. They were essential for survival, providing the necessary fuel for hunting, gathering, and escaping from predators. Over time, our bodies evolved to associate the taste of sweet with survival and safety. This evolutionary preference for sweet foods has been passed down through generations, right down to us. However, our modern lifestyle doesn't demand the same energy requirements as our ancestors. We're not out hunting and gathering, we're sitting at desks and lounging on sofas. But our brains haven't caught up with this shift in lifestyle, and so they still crave sugar as if we're about to run a marathon. So when you find yourself reaching for a candy bar or spooning sugar into your coffee, it's not just about satisfying a sweet tooth. It's a complex interplay of brain chemistry, evolutionary biology, and modern lifestyle. So the next time you reach for that candy bar, remember it's not just you, it's your brain and body's response to sugar. Our modern diet has made it even harder to resist these cravings. Picture this, a supermarket aisle brimming with colorful packages, each one promising sweet satisfaction. From breakfast cereals to pasta sauces, sugar sneaks into our everyday foods, often under the guise of names like high fructose corn syrup, agave nectar, or even organic cane juice. Processed foods are a mainstay in many of our diets, and they're also some of the biggest culprits when it comes to added sugars. They're quick, they're convenient, and let's face it, they're often delicious. But the high sugar content in these foods is fueling our sugar cravings, creating a cycle that's hard to break. Now let's add another layer to this confectionery conundrum, our modern lifestyle. We're living in an era where many of us spend our days in front of screens, leading lives that are more sedentary than ever before. But here's the twist. Our bodies don't need the quick energy that sugar provides when we're sitting all day. Instead, those extra calories get stored as fat, leading to a host of health issues like obesity and heart disease. Despite these challenges, it's not all doom and gloom. Recognizing the role of sugar in our diet is a powerful tool. It's like having a secret decoder ring that lets us see through the marketing jargon on food labels. We can make informed choices, choosing foods that are lower in sugar and higher in nutrients. But it's not just about what we eat, it's also about how we live. Regular physical activity can help counteract the effects of a high-sugar diet, turning those calories into energy instead of fat. So, as we navigate the supermarket aisles, let's remember that not all that glitters is sugar. We have the power to make choices that support our health and well-being. Understanding the role of sugar in our diet is the first step towards managing these cravings. While it's hard to resist sugar cravings, it's not impossible. This is our mantra as we delve into the practical ways we can manage these sweet tooth urges. Let's start with balanced meals. Your meals should be a symphony of nutrients, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, all playing in harmony. Proteins in particular are the rock stars here. They slow digestion, keeping us feeling full and satisfied longer. This feeling of fullness can help curb the urge to reach for a sugary snack. Then we have hydration, the unsung hero of health. Often our bodies confuse thirst for hunger. So, before you reach for that candy bar, try drinking a glass of water. You might just find your craving has disappeared like a mirage in the desert. Sleep also plays a pivotal role in managing sugar cravings. Think of a good night's sleep as the conductor of your body's orchestra. Without it, the performance can quickly descend into chaos. Lack of sleep can lead to increased cravings for sugar, so tuck yourself in, switch off those screens, and let your body recharge. Last but certainly not least, we have physical activity. Our bodies were built to move. Physical activity not only helps burn off excess sugar in the blood, but also releases endorphins, our body's natural feel-good chemicals. These endorphins can help reduce cravings and keep us feeling satisfied. Now let's be clear, we're not advocating for a zero-sugar lifestyle. We're simply suggesting a more balanced approach. Our bodies do need some sugar for energy after all, but by incorporating these practical strategies into our daily lives, we can better regulate our body's response to sugar. So, the next time you feel a sugar craving coming on, remember these tips. Have a balanced meal, drink some water, get a good night's sleep, and perhaps go for a brisk walk. Remember, it's about balance, not deprivation. Because managing sugar cravings doesn't mean you have to say goodbye to sweetness in your life. It just means being mindful of what, when, and how much you consume. Understanding our sugar cravings can help us make healthier choices. This has been our guiding principle throughout this journey as we unraveled the mystery behind our love for the sweet stuff. We began by asking the sweet question, why do we have sugar cravings? We discovered that it's not just about a love for dessert. It's a complex interplay of biology, evolution, and modern diet. Our bodies are hardwired to seek out sugar as an easy source of energy, a trait that was beneficial in our hunter-gatherer days when food was scarce. Digging deeper, we explored the science behind sugar cravings. We learned about the role of hormones like insulin and leptin, and how they regulate our hunger and satiety signals. We also saw how sugar consumption can stimulate the pleasure centers in our brain, releasing dopamine and giving us that feel-good sensation. Then we turned our attention to the modern diet. We saw how it's laden with hidden sugars, creating a vicious cycle of sugar highs and lows that keeps us coming back for more. It's not just the obvious culprits like candy and soda. It's also in foods we wouldn't expect, like bread and pasta sauce. But it's not all doom and gloom. We also discussed how we can manage these sugar cravings, from mindful eating, which involves savoring our food and paying attention to our hunger cues, to making healthier swaps, like opting for fruits instead of candy. And let's not forget the importance of regular physical activity, which can help regulate our hormones and curb our sugar cravings. So what's the bittersweet conclusion? Sugar cravings are indeed a biological response, but they are not an insurmountable challenge. They're something we can manage with understanding, balance, and lifestyle changes. It's about making informed choices and not letting our cravings dictate our diet. Next time you have a sugar craving, remember it's not you, it's your biology. And with understanding and balance, you can manage these cravings.